Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will discuss about types of variables. Okay, now without the let me start first theory, then we'll go with practically. Okay, now previously we discussed about variable concept and next syntax also we discussed, right? Now let me take here variable. And previously we discussed variable means it is a memory block and which is used to store data. Which is used to store data. Correct? And the syntax we discussed data type, and the variable name equals to data or value. Okay. Suppose integer a equals to 20. So what is the meaning? This is a variable declaration and it is nothing but variable initialization. Variable initialization. Now a memory block generated, and whenever we are seeing equals to operator, it will take the data from right side to left side. So we are storing the value as 20. Okay. Now let me take suppose double, and d equals to 3.15, which means okay, now d memory block created, and after seeing the equals to operator, it is taking the right side value and it is assigning to the left side, and that value is nothing but 3.15. Correct? Now today we'll discuss types of operators, sorry, types of variables. Okay, now in this one, let us take category. Okay. Now we have two types of variables. One is local variable, and second one we can say as a global variable. Global variable. Okay. Now what is a local variable and what is a global variable? We'll discuss this one with one example. Okay. Now we'll take one example for the local variable as well as we'll discuss for global variable. Okay, now let us take example as, okay, now let us take example as our India. Okay, now in this India, we have PM, right? We have PM, and the present PM name is Modi. Correct? And next, for each state, suppose let me take the TS as well as AP. Okay. Now for each in India, for each state we have one CM. Correct? We have one CM, and this CM name let us consider as what name we'll consider. Shall we go with the actual names, or we'll take what is it, random names? If you want actual name, then I will consider actual name, and that is nothing but what is it? Revant Reddy. So how can I take RR? Okay. And next, let me take the AP. So here also actual name will consider. So take actual name as what is it? Chandrabab, right? Then how to take Chandrabab? So CB I will consider. Okay. Now here, this Modi now releasing some what we say schemas, then that is applicable for all India related states. All India related states means we can say this is the global. This is the global. Correct? So Modi have the responsibility to give instructions for all the states, instructions for all the states which we have comes under the India. Correct? That type of things we can say as global, means Modi is accessible for each and every state it is accessible. Correct? But when it comes to the individual state, suppose let me go with the TS. Okay, Now for the TS, CM is what is it? Revant Reddy, correct? Now this person can give instructions, or rules or some schemas that is applicable only for this TS people, not this what is it CM can give instructions to the AP people, because this person CM applicable only for this TS only, TS state only, not for the AP. Same here also. Now APCM can give instructions only to the AP state people, not this person can give, okay, now instructions to some other states. This type of things we can say as local. This type of things we can say as local. Now here what is the meaning of local variable? Now let me discuss here. Let me connect this same example for technical. Now local variable. Local variable means which will applicable only for the particular scope. That particular scope of method we can say. That particular scope of method it is applicable. But when it comes under the global, when it comes under the global variable, and these global variables we can use any method, like suppose 5 methods we have in our class, and that 5 methods we can access. These 5 methods can access this global variable to utilize. Means global variable we can use everywhere in the same class for every method, but local variable means particular that method will applicable. Okay, now let me consider same example. Here we'll write the program. Okay, now let me write the program. Suppose class and class name I will consider as India. Okay, now inside the India we have the different methods, right? Now let me take the different method. Public. Okay, now starting void, let me take as state 1 is our method. State 1 parenthesis and use your flower base. Okay, now this is one block of code. We can say as it is one block of code. Okay, now these methods we'll discuss in next class, don't worry. And let me consider again another example. Public starting void and take it as a state 2, and inside the state 2, okay, inside the state 2 consider first this as block of code. Okay, now CM means applicable for all the method, so I need to write the global variable outside of the methods and inside of the class. Outside of the method and inside of the class means we can say global variable applicable for class block, not for the method block. Okay, means here I am considering, let me take int. Okay, int a equals to 20. Now this 20 is applicable for this method. Okay, now it is applicable for this method also. We can utilize in 2 methods, but let us suppose take here integer b equals to 30, and this b equals to 30 we given inside the block of method. This will applicable only inside this particular block. Inside this particular block is applicable, but we cannot access this one outside of the block. This one we can say as local variable, and this one we can say as global variable. Is it clear? In the variables we have two types. One is local variable, second one is the global variable. Local variable means which will applicable only inside the block of code. We cannot access that one outside of the block. But when it comes to the global variable, we are writing inside the class and outside the method, so we can utilize that variable wherever we required. Either we can use inside the this state, and we can use inside the this state. Now here This int a equals to 20 means what? Here we can say as name equals to modi. This modi applicable for this state and applicable for this state. But when it comes to year, and the year name only applicable for the suppose APCM. Okay, and this one applicable for TSCM. These TSCM instructions cannot follow this AP state people, and AP state people, what is it, APCM instructions cannot follow our TS people. That is an example for local variable and global variable. Now let me write theoretically what is local variable. Okay, now local variable means which we can declare, okay, which we can declare inside of, which we can declare inside of method, inside of method, we can say as block of method, block of method. Okay, and next another thing we can say, we cannot we cannot we cannot utilize we cannot utilize we cannot utilize outside of method, outside of method we cannot utilize, it will give an error. Okay, now example we can say, what is that? Suppose let us take public starting void. Okay, now go with as one method name as main, and next inside the main take as integer a equals to 20, and utilize here itself system dot out dot println, and inside here a. Now this is applicable, a value as 20, and this we can say as local variable, and this local variable we cannot utilize outside. Suppose let us take system dot out dot and println a. Okay, now it will give an error, it will give an error. Okay. Now consider that is nothing but the local variable. Now take it as global variable. Now go with the global variable. Global variable, and global variable means, okay, which we can create. Okay, global variables we can create inside of class. Okay, inside of class and outside of method, inside of class and outside of method we can say. Okay, and next here the the global variable having two types. Okay, one is static variable, one is static variable, and next second one we can consider as non-static non-static variable or instance variable, instance variable. Okay, now what is static and what is non-static, let us discuss. Okay, now here static variable syntax we can write. Now take here, what is it? Static variable syntax we can write. First to take as an access specifier. Okay, now take the syntax as access specifier. And next, let me take it as access modifier and follow the data type data type and later variable name equals to data or value, we can say data or value. Okay. Okay, I think line is not proper, right? Then externally, okay, it will not give because line is not proper. Then do one thing, externally take. Okay, now here let me write let me write for the static variable access specifier means we can consider as public or we can consider as private, we can consider as protected, and we can consider as default. Okay, access modifier means keyword is static we have, and non-static means we are leaving the empty for non-static. Okay, and next data type means we can use the primitive data type and we can use non-primitive data type. Okay, and variable name we have to go with the rules for the variables we can follow, and value as per the data type we are using. Okay, now let me write first for static static variable. So static variable as of now I'm considering public and take as a static keyword. Okay, and next data type let me consider as int a equals to 20. Now this is comes under the static variable. Okay, if we use public and without the static variable integer a equals to 30 means like this, int a equals to 30, outside the method inside the class is comes under the global variable. Okay, now this is comes under global variable and local variable. Now for the global variables without the declaration. Okay, for global variables without the initialization we can take, suppose let us take integer a equals to 20 means it is nothing but the declaration part, it is nothing but initialization, correct? This initialization without the value we can take for the global, it is acceptable, but the local will not accept. So integer a end with the semicolon, like this it is possible. Next double b end with the semicolon, and next boolean, and next c, like this it is possible. Okay, without the initialization it is possible. Why ma'am, why it is possible? Because for the global variables without the initialization it will take default values for initialization, values for initialization default values for initialization automatically it will consider. So what and all the default values we have for this global variable, let us discuss. Okay, now let me take here. Okay, just wait, I need to adjust this size because it is not giving. Okay, let us consider here only. Oh, fine. Now look at what is the default values. Default values for global variables. Default values for global variables. Okay. Now let us consider here. Suppose let me take first one table. Okay, fine. Now look at. Now first I will consider as data type, and second one consider as default value. Default value. Okay. Now for the integer, we have default value as 0. Okay. Now for double, we can consider default value as 0, 0.0. Okay. Let me consider char, and for the char we can see as empty character, means nothing will get here, empty character. Okay. Next for the boolean, by default we will get the default value as false, and for string it will give default value as null, default value as null. Okay. And next, if you want, this is nothing but the default values. Okay, if you want I can tell example also. Okay, consider one example for all the things. Okay, let us write here. Okay, now we'll conclude with the local variable, global variable by using one example, and that example is nothing but, okay, let me take first one, class, and class name, take it as, suppose for example, demo. Okay, now inside the demo we can take as two variables, right? Like global and local. Now first I will consider as global variable, and in that global variable first I am taking integer a equals to 20. This is comes under the what is it, a non-static variable. Okay, and consider again public static, next take it as what is that, integer b equals to 30. It is nothing but the static variable. Okay, and consider one main method, that is public static. Okay, before going to main method, let us consider another one. Suppose like public static void, and take one method name as test method. Okay, now inside the test method, now create one local variable, int d equals to 50. This is comes under the local variable, which is applicable only within this block of code. We cannot utilize this one outside of the block. Okay, now print first system dot out dot println of d, and it will give the value as 50, and utilize again system dot out dot println, and the value b, then it will give us 30. Okay, and if you want to go with the 20 utilization, you need to create an object because it is non-static variable, right? So for the non-static variable we need to create the object. So that object, let me take this one as here, and object creation is possible by using class name d equals to new demo. Ma'am, what is this object? We are not understanding. Don't worry, I will discuss these things in next, means previous video I will cover everything. Just I am discussing how to utilize the variables and how to declare the variable I am discussing. Okay, don't worry about it. Now standard out that println. Okay, let me write all the things. Print ln, and inside what is a d dot a we can utilize. Okay, it is a non-static variable. Okay, and next after this one, we have to use the public static void and main method, and inside the main method string array arguments, and later on we need to create the we need to call the method, right? So we can call the method directly, or we can call the method by using demo dot test method, because it is static method, so no need to create the object. And close here class block. Okay, now main method block done, then class block. This is the program for local variable and global variable. First global variable we given outside of the method and inside of the class. Next inside the method we given one variable, right? This is comes under the local variable. Okay, now this is guys related to the types of variable. Local variable, that is nothing but local variable and global variable. Okay, now in next video we'll discuss some other topic. Thanks for watching. Okay, please like and subscribe and share to your friends. It may helpful for them also. Okay, bye guys, thank you.